Oates' life in jeopardy. Emergency ambulance transfer caught on camera. The night began with whispers of hope, but within minutes, it turned into a storm of terror that left fans and loved ones paralyzed with fear. Cameras flashed, sirens wailed, and chaos erupted in the dead of night as Oat was rushed from the hospital to another medical facility in a desperate fight for his life. What should have been a quiet recovery room scene became a battlefield where doctors, nurses, and Boat himself fought with every ounce of strength to keep Oat alive. The world now reels from the footage, raw, unfiltered, and caught on camera, that captured every haunting moment of Oat's emergency ambulance transfer. The nightmarish collapse. It was just past 11:46 p.m. when alarms pierced the hospital ward. The steady rhythm of machines monitoring Oat's fragile body suddenly spiraled into chaos. A nurse screamed for backup as Oat's chest heaved violently, his body trembling as though his spirit was being pulled between life and death. Boat, who had been sitting quietly by his side reading fan letters, leapt to his feet. His chair toppled to the ground with a loud crash, but he didn't care. His eyes locked onto Oat's pale face as panic surged through him. No, no, no. Boat cried, grabbing Oat's hand. Stay with me. You promise me. You can't break it now. Doctors swarmed the room, their voices a blur of urgent commands. One barked. Prepare for immediate transfer. He can't survive here. The words cut through Boat's heart like knives. The chaotic rush. Within minutes, Oat's bed was unlocked from its station and surrounded by nurses pushing for stands, oxygen tanks, and life-saving equipment. The entire ward transformed into a hurricane of flashing lights and frenzied movements. Boat ran alongside the rolling bed, clutching Oat's limp hand as tears streamed down his face. Don't take him away from me, he screamed at the doctors. If he goes, I go too. One nurse tried to calm him. Please, sir, you have to let us do our job. He's critical. But Boat shook his head violently, his grip on Oat tightening like chains forged from love and desperation. Then let me ride with him. The descent into the ambulance bay. The camera footage begins here. Someone, perhaps a bystander, perhaps a reporter, captured the exact moment Oat was wheeled through the long, sterile hospital corridors, fluorescent lights streaking overhead like ghostly halos. Every slam of the bed's wheels against the floor echoed like thunder. The double doors burst open, revealing the cold night air, where an ambulance waited with back doors flung wide, sirens wailing into the sky. Fans had already gathered outside, alerted by whispers and rumors on social media. The sight that met them was unbearable. Oat, pale as snow, hooked up to machines, his body jerking faintly with every desperate attempt to breathe. Screams erupted from the crowd. No, not Oat. Please, God, save him. Boat, stay strong. We're praying for you. Boat's breakdown in the ambulance bay. As doctors lifted Oat into the waiting ambulance, Boat collapsed to his knees on the asphalt. He clutched his chest, sobbing so violently that 2 security guards had to help him up. His voice echoed across the night. Don't take him away from me. Oat, if you can hear me, fight. Please fight. The cameras zoomed in, catching every anguished detail, Boat's trembling hands, his swollen eyes, his raw, broken cries. The image of him standing in the flashing red and blue lights, his silhouette blurred by tears, has already been etched into the hearts of millions. The driver shouted, "We're leaving in 30 seconds. Boat didn't hesitate. He shoved past officials, climbed into the ambulance, and threw himself down beside Oat. I'm not leaving you. Not now. Not ever. Inside the ambulance. The footage ends as the doors slammed shut, but insiders have revealed what happened inside. As the vehicle roared through the streets, weaving past traffic with sirens blaring, the medical team worked furiously. They pumped oxygen into Oat's lungs, injected stabilizers into his veins, and monitored his heart as it flickered like a candle in the wind. Boat held Oat's hand the entire time, whispering through his tears, "Remember the first time we sang together? Remember the laughter? You can't leave me with just memories. I need you here. Open your eyes, Oat. Just once. Please." For a moment, One of the doctors swore they saw Oat's fingers twitch in Boat's grip, but it was gone as quickly as it came. The world watches in real time. The video of the ambulance bay scene went viral within minutes. Hashtags like #PrayForOat, #BoatStayStrong, and #OatFightsBack trended across platforms worldwide. Fans from every corner of the globe posted prayers, poems, and even videos of themselves lighting candles in solidarity. One fan tweeted, "I've never cried for someone I've never met, but Boat's screams broke me. That's what love looks like in its rawest form." Another wrote, "We don't care about fame, we don't care about scandals, just say vote. That's all that matters now." The streets outside the hospital filled with fans holding candles and banners, chanting Oat's name into the night. It was as if the entire city had united for a single heartbeat, praying for a miracle. Flashbacks of a love story. As the world held its breath, clips of Boat and Oat's happiest moments resurfaced. Old interviews where they teased each other, concerts where their eyes met across the stage, and candid behind-the-scenes laughter spread like wildfire. Fans began editing montages of these clips alongside the ambulance footage, creating heartbreaking contrasts between joy and despair. The question echoed across every post. How did we go from their brightest smiles to this nightmare? Inside the new hospital. When the ambulance screeched to a halt at the second hospital, O was rushed straight into emergency care. Doctors refused to disclose full details but confirmed that the move was due to the need for more advanced equipment and a specialist team. Boat, still trembling, was forced to wait outside as the operating room doors closed in his face. He collapsed against the cold wall, his fists pounding as he cried, "Don't shut me out. He needs me with him." Security had to gently guide him to a seat, but even then, his eyes never left the glowing red, "In operation" sign above the door. Fans turned hospital into shrine. By dawn, hundreds of fans had gathered outside the new hospital. They brought flowers, candles, and handwritten letters, covering the pavement with prayers for Oat's recovery. Some knelt on the ground for hours, refusing to move until news arrived. One teenage fan, clutching a photo of Oat, whispered to reporters, "He gave us so much joy. Now it's our turn to give him strength. We won't stop praying until he opens his eyes again." The scene was overwhelming, a sea of flickering lights and tear-streaked faces, all united by one wish, for Oat to survive. Boat's emotional message. Hours later, Boat emerged briefly, his face swollen from crying, his voice hoarse. With trembling hands, he addressed the crowd of fans and cameras. "He's fighting," Boat whispered. "I saw it in his eyes. Please don't stop praying for him. He can hear us. I know he can." The crowd erupted into sobs, some chanting Oat's name louder, others collapsing into each other's arms. Closing thoughts. The footage of Oat's emergency ambulance transfer has become one of the most heartbreaking, unforgettable moments in recent memory. It wasn't just the sight of a beloved star fighting for his life. It was the raw, unfiltered love of Boat, refusing to let go, screaming into the night that his partner's life still mattered. Now, as Oat lies in critical condition in the hands of specialists, the world waits. Will love and prayers be enough to bring him back? Or will this tragic night become the final chapter of a story that millions never wanted to end? For now, the only thing certain is this: the image of that ambulance speeding into the night, with Boat clutching Oat's hand inside, will haunt us all until the day Oat wakes again. The first crash of the emergency doors was like a gunshot in the silence of the hospital. The sound ricocheted down the white corridors, sending staff into motion and fans outside into panic. Oat's fragile body was being wheeled toward the ambulance bay, and with every rolling slam of the gurney wheels, the world seemed to tremble. Boat ran alongside, his face a storm of tears and anguish. His voice broke through the cacophony of alarms, nurses shouting orders, and the chilling drone of sirens waiting outside. "Oat, stay with me. Please stay with me." His cries cut through the night, echoing so loudly that even those filming from outside began to sob behind their cameras. The footage, raw and unedited, would later circulate online, But in that moment, it wasn't about cameras. It was about a man watching the love of his life slip away before his eyes. The sea of fans. By the time the double doors burst open into the ambulance bay, a crowd of fans had already gathered outside. Word had spread like wildfire. One post, one message, one desperate call was enough to summon hundreds. They stood behind barricades, candles flickering, phones shaking in trembling hands. And then they saw him. Oat, so pale, so still, tethered to tubes and wires, was being rushed into the open air. Gasps erupted. A wave of cries rippled through the crowd. Some fans fell to their knees, hands clasped as though begging heaven itself. Boat, disheveled and broken, clung to Oat's hand even as nurses tried to push him back. He looked up at the fans with red, swollen eyes and shouted, "Pray for him, please. Don't stop." The crowd roared in response, their cries a chorus of desperation. "Don't leave us, Oat. Fight, fight, fight. Boat, we're with you." Boat on his knees. The moment came like thunder. As they lifted Oat into the ambulance, Boat's knees buckled beneath him. He collapsed on the asphalt, his palms smacking against the cold ground, his entire body trembling with grief. "No. Don't take him without me. Don't take him away from me." The flashing red and blue lights painted his figure in surreal shadows, illuminating the tears pouring down his cheeks. It was a picture of pure devastation, the kind of image that would live in headlines and memories for years to come. One fan described it later. "It wasn't just a man crying. It was a soul shattering in front of us. That's when we all realized this love is real, and it's fighting for its life." Security struggle. Security guards moved forward, trying to steady him, but Boat resisted, thrashing in their grip. He clawed toward the ambulance, his voice hoarse, his throat raw. "If he goes in there, I go too. Do you hear me? I'm not leaving him." The medical team hesitated. They knew time was slipping away, every second vital. But they also saw the look in Boat's eyes, a desperate, burning fire that no one could extinguish. They exchanged a silent glance. "Let him in," one doctor muttered finally. The climactic climb. With trembling legs and a body nearly collapsing under the weight of grief, Boat pushed past everyone and climbed into the ambulance. He threw himself down beside Oat, grabbing his lover's hand and pressing it to his chest. "Feel me," he whispered, his tears falling onto Oat's skin. "My heart is still beating for you. Don't stop yours." Fans outside erupted into chants as the doors closed. "Oat! Oat! Oat! Stay strong, Boat." The sound of their voices thundered against the metal of the ambulance, as if they were willing their strength into the vehicle itself. The shocking detail caught on camera. In the midst of chaos, one fan's shaky footage revealed a moment that froze millions to their screens later that night. As Boat clutched Oat's hand and begged him to fight, Oat's fingers twitched, just once, barely visible, but enough to send the internet into meltdown. "Did anyone else see that?" He moved. He heard Boat. "This is their love, stronger than death itself." The clip has since been replayed millions of times, fans zooming in, slowing it down, searching for hope in the smallest gesture. The night air and the sirens. As the ambulance roared to life, its sirens split the night sky. The vehicle surged forward, weaving into the darkness, its flashing lights reflecting off the tear-streaked faces of fans pressed against barricades. Boat's last words before the doors slammed shut echoed across the bay, caught by dozens of cameras. "Don't give up, Oat. If you go, you take me with you." The fans erupted into sobs, their candles flickering in the rushing night wind. Fan reactions a global cry. Within an hour, hashtags exploded worldwide. Millions of viewers who had never stepped foot near the hospital sat glued to their screens, replaying every frame of Boat's breakdown. One fan tweeted, "I thought I knew what love was, but watching Boat collapse at Oat's side shattered me. That's real. That's raw. That's forever." Another wrote, "We're not just fans anymore. We're witnesses to history. The night love and tragedy collided in front of our eyes." Closing scene. A prayer in the dark. Back in the ambulance bay, After the vehicle disappeared into the distance, fans remained. Some sat on the cold ground, clutching candles. Others formed circles, holding hands, whispering prayers for Oat's survival. The hospital staff who stepped outside later admitted they had never seen anything like it, a community bound together not by fame, but by the fragile thread of human love and the desperate hope that it could outlast even death's shadow. Conclusion. The ambulance bay scene wasn't just a medical emergency, it was a stage of raw humanity, where grief, love, and desperation collided in front of the entire world. It gave us a picture of Boat not as a celebrity, but as a man torn apart by the fear of losing his other half. And now, as the ambulance vanishes into the chapters of this story, one truth remains. The world will never forget the night Boat fell to his knees in the flashing lights, screaming into the night for Oat to stay alive.